What's going on, YouTube? This is Luke with Endless Entrepreneurs, just coming to you with another video. As you can see from the title, today's topic, we will be discussing whether vacation settings for your eBay business or changing handling time what approach is better for you. We'll kind of deep dive. I'll show you how to do each so you know how to do each option. If you're new to my channel, I am a full-time corporate finance analyst and a part-time eBay seller, specialized in selling men's used clothing. Pretty much sell everything from shoes on up to blazers and suits. I've been doing it for quite a few years now, and because of I'm getting ready to take a trip, I thought this video was appropriate and the topic was appropriate because I am preparing to I'm going to be changing the handling settings on my store, but I do want to cover both options and hope. I get this question all the time on, what's better, what's the impact, what's the negatives, what's the positives, what should I do for my business when I travel? Because most people have at least a point in time where they aren't home to ship their items, and I think the majority of eBay sellers have a very short handling time, like 1 day-ish is probably the average. For most sellers. So, making sure that you can manage your store and manage your business while you're traveling is a really important thing so that you can keep the momentum going as you're growing. So let me just check the chat real quick. I will jump into the topic right away. It looks like we got a couple people watching. Hey, Red Rocket. Hey, Michelle and Jill. Thanks for stopping in. We got 19 watching. This is pretty impromptu, so I just was getting ready to change some stuff on my eBay. I was like, you know what? I should share this with everyone. As you can see, I'm in dress clothes still. I just got home, had a happy hour to go to with some old coworkers. I was really happy to see them, and I'm pretty tired. I'm probably going to go to bed after this. I got to do some shipping and such, but wanted to bring this topic to you guys. Wanted to share it, and in hopes to at least help one person and answer a couple of viewers' questions because it's been on my list of topics to bring and to do from requests. So let me jump in and just talk about, I guess, philosophically, if that's how you say it, how I feel about this topic. So there are two real options, well, three technically, but two viable options if you're traveling and you want to keep your eBay business going so you can keep it in sales. The first is called vacation settings, vacation mode. I believe you only, and I don't know this for sure, maybe someone in the chat let me know, I believe you only can use it if you have a store subscription because it's under the manage my store area is where I go to turn it on, so I'm pretty positive of that. And if you do this, pretty much it lets every buyer know when they look at your listings that it's on vacation. They can still purchase it, but it kind of like in bold lets them know. I think in some cases you can actually hide your items if you want. There's like two different options with that. I wouldn't suggest doing that. I would suggest if you're going to use vacation mode, just keep vacation mode on. Allow the buyers to still buy stuff, but they know like the handling is extended. It's big, bold. Like it lets them know right away that you can do that. It also has an automated message so that when they make a purchase, it does send an email to them. You can script that, let them know whatever you want to let them know. So that's option one. Option two is you can simply change the handling time on all of your items, which is a little more of a manual process, but you can bulk edit about 500 at a time. And you can change the handling settings to match how long you're going to be gone for. I've done both several times. I've done vacation store settings probably 2 or 3 times, and I've done handling time. I'm approaching like 10 or 12 times of trips where I've just extended my handling time. I prefer as a seller, and especially being a part-time seller, trying to keep momentum going, liking the sales that keep coming in. I have noticed more sales extending my handling time than if I use vacation settings. Now, I don't have like proof that it makes a difference, but I just can tell you from the couple times I've tested it, my sales have kept up much, much better on extended handling time versus vacation store settings. For a couple of reasons, I think, mainly because there's not a big bold thing in vacation settings, right? The buyer's looking just looks like every other listing in there to them. The only thing that's changing is when they look at it, they see the date that it's expected to arrive. And to me, when I think about from like a seller perspective, like some people knock if you put extend your handling time. But here's my response to that in general is, what if you only could process orders in 4 days? Like you have that option as an eBay seller. You could do that. Your business model could be 10 days, 7 days, 6 days, 5 days. Like if that was just your model and you decide tomorrow that was going to be your model, it's the same thing as me changing my handling settings right now. So to me, I don't think there's any difference. I don't think there's a lower quality to your customer, which when I rank and I think about these decisions, I want my customer to have the best experience possible first. Then I want to keep the momentum of my business going second and make sure that I'm operating as a good seller that's keeping the best interest of the consumer. When I think of extending my handling times, that does not negatively impact anyone because I'm communicating before they purchase the item how long it's going to take me to get it to them. So from there, they can choose if they want to buy it or not. If that's too long of a time frame, they can go on to the next item or one that's going to be there quicker, or they can send me a message and ask about it. So for me, extended handling time just makes more sense, keeps things going better. I'm not knocking vacation settings because maybe some people have some positive experiences with it. Maybe you don't. Well, here's the other thing. Maybe you don't want to come back to a ton of sales that you got to ship all in one night, right? That is a possibility. Maybe you don't want to go on a trip and come back and have to do 7 or 8 hours straight of shipping and pulling items. And so therefore vacation settings might be a good option, and maybe hiding the items is an even better option through vacation settings. So I think there are different purposes for it. But for mine, so instance, I'm going to take a trip and I'm going to Punta Cana. We're going to be gone for 5 days, going to a friend's wedding, going to have a great time. And then I'm going to come back for like a day, and then we're driving to New York to go to my nephew's graduation. And so for me, I'll come back. I can ship my stuff. I'm going to change my handling time to 5 days just to be overly safe. I could do less technically because of the weekend. Sales will, happen from Saturday through Wednesday. I'll come back Wednesday. I'll get my sales. I'll ship them out, and then I'll change my handling time to 3 days. And then I'll make my trip to New York. I'll come back on Monday, and I'll make the shipping. So, pull all my sales and rinse, repeat. So hopefully I'm going to run a sale in combination with it. So I'm going to run probably a 30% off sale the entire time we're gone, maybe even a little higher, just to try a slow time of year, jumpstart it, extend my handling times, and it should keep momentum going in my store. Now, the flip side of that is that I am going to have to stay up late when I get back Wednesday. I'm going to have to ship a ton of items probably. Well, hopefully. Let's fingers crossed. I just ship a ton of items. Same when I get back on Monday. I'm going to have to ship a ton of items again. Fingers crossed, hopefully. But so this is just my perspective, my synopsis kind of on both options. I am going to share a screen here in a minute. I'll just show you briefly how to do each option because I know some people just want to see. Let's see. Looks like people are talking about like coming back to a lot of sales after vacation. Yeah, I definitely love doing that. Pamela, oh, that's a good question. Said extended handling times includes auctions. So no, and that is a gamble I have to take. Is any ones that are still active, I'm probably just going to end them and then I'll restart them when I get back, just to avoid any issue with that. So Pamela, that's a great question you brought up. The New Frontier just confirmed, yeah, only store subs can do vacation settings. I'm going to take questions at the end, though, guys. So if you just save those questions at the end, we definitely will. I'll definitely cover them. But I want to show you guys kind of how step-by-step to do each of the options in case you're interested in it. I really appreciate everyone stopping in. We got 50 watching live. We'll definitely chat and do a little Q&A at the end here. So 1 second. Let me share my screen with you guys here. All right. Now, I am going to say one other tip for this. So I'm about to show you the vacation settings, so how to turn those on. But aside from vacation settings, I want to talk about that what I also do when I make sales is I will send a message directly to the buyer as soon as I make a sale while I'm gone. And I'll say, hey, just a reminder, our handling time is extended due to us being out of state and unable to access the inventory. If that's a problem for whatever reason, please let us know, and we'll be more than happy to cancel the order if need be. Otherwise, we'll ship it promptly on X date. I do that. I've had one time where someone's canceled. That's it, and all the trips I've made. So, that's been a really good tip and strategy for me if you do extend handling times. But anyways, back to this. So, if you do want to put your vacation settings on for whatever, if that's the approach you want to take, you come to the Manage My Store page. Go down to Store Vacation Settings, and there's multiple ways to get to it. This is just the way I always do it. Get rid of this little task bar here. So now here's the kind of options you have. So you can do an out of office email response. So I can turn that on. I can generate a message here that gets sent to them, and anytime they send a message to me, or if they make a purchase, or things like that. Then here's just a simple setting of I turn on store vacation settings. This message will display. I believe it displays on all of your listings. I'm not going to turn it on now because I don't want to interrupt my sales tonight. But this is how you get to the screen. Here's the message that you can give. You type it here, or you click there. You can display a return date. And you know, that's pretty much it. Like, that's all you have to do. There's nothing really complicated about it. You just add the dates. You add if you want any auto response to your customers. You hit apply, and it starts. And that's how it rolls. So I don't want to turn mine on, so I'm actually gonna hit cancel. So that's one option. Now the other option, and I'm gonna kind of cover two topics here, is people ask how to bulk edit. So the same way I would bulk edit is the same way that I would change my handling time. So I would go to listings, active, and I'm going to go to edit, and I'm going to edit listings 1 through 500, let's say. It takes a little bit to process sometimes, especially when I'm streaming live, unfortunately. Come on. Sometimes it gets stuck at 499. It does this to me whenever I do 500 listings. Not sure why. So for sake of the video, I'm going to cancel that. And I'm just going to change it on 2 items. It's the same process. Come on. Now my computer's real mad because I made it think too much. So I'm going to edit selected. But normally you could just select 500 at a time and do this. Same process, I'll show you. Then I am going to select all the listings here one more time. Go to edit fields. Go to your handling time. And right here, you just hit change to. And then select whatever days you want here. So you can go up to 30 business days, which is absurd. I mean, but you know, for my case, I'm probably going to do 5 business days just to be safe. Especially that covers me in case for some reason I can't ship everything when I get back Wednesday before we leave. 5 gives me a little bit of a cushion. So I will turn this on probably Friday evening when I get home from work after I've shipped all my last items and went to my storage unit. As soon as I go to my storage unit, I'll turn this on. So let me just not actually going to change it. But once you do that, you just would hit submit changes and it automatically would apply it. So I'm going to cancel out of that. Yes. All right, I'm going to stop sharing. So I know that wasn't an overly detailed tutorial, but I mean, it really is that basic. And you can fool around with the vacation settings if that's the route you go. I don't know the ins and outs of it because I don't really use it that much anymore. I just use the extended handling time. So yeah, that's my thoughts, guys. Hopefully it was helpful to you. I don't think there is a better. I don't think that one way is necessarily better than the other. I think one way just fits each person's business better. I know that sounds like a super like political answer, like just kind of I agree with everyone. Like that's not what I'm saying. I just mean like each person is trying to accomplish something different. So maybe it is you don't want to come back to a ton of sales. So vacation settings matters more to you. And it makes sense. Maybe you do want to keep business going, and so extended handling time makes more sense. That's just kind of how I view it from a straight business perspective. So Antonio just said, Luke, is there a way to bulk remove a shipping option? Yes, I believe so. Similar to what I just did with the bulk editor, you can take your shipping options and you can add or subtract options. Casey, the Rockstar Flipper, actually just did a video recently. I think it was like top 10 ways or top 5 ways to get your listings more visible. Shipping options was one way he had on there, was adding some, and he was bulk editing it. So definitely check that video out. Chris asked, what was the drawback to vacation settings? It's just much more of a display that your store's on vacation settings. Like it's much more of a visual display to the buyer. And I'm not sure if it drops you in the rankings or how that works. But I just noticed a much slower sell-through with vacation versus the extended handling time. I'm sorry I don't have more specifics. It's been so long since I've done it. But I do know that it like displays, and you can experiment with it. The best thing to do is just experiment and look what it does to your store and to your items. And I probably should have that for you guys, but I need this to be a quicker video, unfortunately. But yeah, that's the drawback, is that it's much more visible that you are on vacation mode. Like it's just much more visible to the buyer on your listings versus when you extend your handling time. The only thing that changes is you lose your fast and free logo, and it has a different ship date on it, and it calculates off of your extended handling time. Let's see what else. Yeah, 5 more feedback from 2000. Pretty excited to hit 2000. Troy, no problem on the morning motivation. appreciate you getting up at 5 to join and watch. It's been fun. I mean, tomorrow will be episode 4. It's been cool because I'm super passionate about self-development, and like I said, I'm kind of selfishly doing them for me. It gets some structure to my day. Also helps me share other people who want to hear about that stuff. So if you're up and about or want to watch replays, I do have a playlist going of the Live at 5 morning motivation. It's just really me sharing things I'm figuring out through my self-development books and quotes and things like that. So definitely check them out if it interests you. There's a question from N2 Goods. I know you write off your mileage and driving to source and all, but the thrift store I go to is literally across the street. Can I log my mileage? The simple answer is if you're taking your car, you can log the mileage that your car drives. So, I mean, that's whatever that actually is, you technically can take. The best answer I have, though, on that is use Mile IQ. It's like the cheapest. It's like $5 a month, I think. And it literally, you can swipe each direction of your trip. So like it'll pre-record your drives or records your drives as you go. And you just say business or not business. It tallies up the distance for all of them, calculates it, and gives you at the end of the year a nice clean report for your account. So that highly recommend that. Looks like I just got an offer, which is always nice. Sales were down the last couple of days. They're huge on the weekend. Now they're starting to come back up. Classy Soul said, I'd rather extend handling time, lose the TRS discount, which isn't much anymore, have sales to come back to. That's a great point that I didn't bring up. Yeah, I don't have top-rated sellers, so I'm not sure what the impact is on that. I don't really worry about it ever, so yeah, I'm not sure what the impact of that, and I don't want to speak to it and say something wrong because I really don't know. Yeah, Chris, and if you want it to be obvious, yeah, no problem. Like, I mean, go with the vacation settings. Like, I didn't want this video to be like, you should do this or you should do that. I just want to share what I do because I get this question all the time on what I do. So this is how I handle it. I haven't got a negative for it yet, simply because if they give a negative, the way I view it too, like if they get a negative for taking a long time to ship, like they knew the estimated ship date when they purchased it. So that is one way to think about it, but definitely understand. N2 Good said, got Mile IQ. Can I log mileage even if I'm going to work though? So like if you go to work and then go to the post office from work, like that's still mileage for your business from work to the post office. Same from the post office back to work. And the mileage you actually drive to do things for your business is the write-off. So I mean, just keep that in mind when you're trying to process what you can and can't deduct. And also just, I mean, Shannon's downstairs yelling at me just to consult your CPA. I mean, they're going to give you a clear definition that they're comfortable with in preparing your taxes. You should follow that. Brett said you could have Thor do your shipping for you while you're away. Yeah. Unfortunately, he'll be with a dog sitter. Otherwise, maybe if we could train him to do that, he'd be the most amazing dog in the world. All right, I'm going to take another question or two, and then I really need to get to sleep, guys. I'm feeling real tired, and I do not want to get sick before vacation. I'll be real ticked off if I get sick. So, Shane said you can also change handling time and go on vacation mode to be more safe. Yeah, you could do both. That's a good suggestion. All right, guys, hopefully this was helpful to you. At least you can see what I'm going to do as I prepare for my trip. Try to have another video out, at least one more. I'm probably going to try to do a sales update before I go just so you can see where I'm at for June. And then I will be off the grid for about 5 days. Might make a few Instagram posts on my phone, but I'm not even bringing my computer. So you won't hear from me for a while. Nothing happened bad to me. I'm just enjoying the vacation and enjoying the beach. So hope everyone has an awesome night. And hopefully your sales are kicking butt for June. Appreciate everyone stopping in and watching. Thanks, guys.